claw marks right here.
Oh, yeah.
See the claws right here?
Yep, it does look like claws.
They're there.
Oh, yeah.
They're there.
They've definitely been eroded, but yeah.
Where?
Yeah,
Right
they've
there?
been. If you look coming
Yeah, look from
down
this angle.
below,
Oh, that's okay.
right here,
You can see that better from the angle.
right here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, from that angle you can really see it.
It depends on the light. You know.
There, too, though. Look. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Look at that. That's so interesting.
Oh, I see it.
You can even
Oh,
see
it's
the
the
heel.
bottom side of it.
And here's the heel.
So this must be,
Here's one here.
this must have been upturned?
No,
we're looking
what
at
he
the bottom?
says happened is that the track was made, and then the algae came in, it covered everything over, and some sand got in under the algae, or some more algae, and that's actually a preservation of the algae or something like that, that turned into iron.
Oh, so it filled it in.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So it is the
Because
top
it does
side of
look
the
like
print.
a cast more than...
Right.
It does,
Right,
yeah.
but it's a surface. Here's one right there.
Yeah.
That looks like another one down there by your toe, too.
Yeah, there's another one here.
That's what I would... Yeah.
This is a very rare dinosaur.
What does he think
For
it
anybody
is?
who's taking notes,
Oh, sorry.
What kind is it?
S-A-U-R.
It's on Tips and Chips.
Yes.
Is it okay? I'm like, wait, hold on. And when is this here? Anything?
The indentation,
L-
I don't know.
What about that toe thing there?
O-P-U-S.
There's a lot of isolated
Saurexallopus.
imprints.
Yeah, that's
No
how
one
you
knows
say it too.
That
Oh, it is? I was lucky.
Saurexallopus. I saw that track.
And
I would walk there.
as you look around on this iron-covered boulders, you've probably figured out that everything's quite a mess up here with this collapsed coal mine. But you see this layer goes across the hill, and we'll go over into the trees. There is a hadrosaur right up here.
There's a Hadrosaur track as well?
So when did it stop burning? This
Hold on,
coal
hold on,
mine?
wait, hold on, wait.
They finally put it out in 2004.
You guys missed the claw marks. The claw marks.
This is a huge Hadrosaur track.
And guess who flipped it over?
Yeah.
This boy.
Mr. Strongman.
And then the other one is up above.
Can you find the other one?
Yeah, it's right in front of you, Beth. There's the, keep going. Martin walked up by it twice without seeing it.
Oh, there.
Toe,
Oh
toe,
my
toe.
gosh.
You are very strong.
have been put on the maps in the last 100+ years.
Yeah.
This one's not on it. So just by coming out,
This isn't the Peerless.
this is the Peerless.
Okay.
So just by coming out and looking around, you can find new things, obviously. So you guys have been finding tracks.
Yeah.
I found this fault yesterday. And for me, it's important because people have published about this area, and without seeing the faults, they come up with very different genetic models. Instead of a reverse fault, with the rocks being pushed up and over the flat-lying rocks here, they talk about normal faults. And they put the fault attitude in exactly the opposite direction without ever seeing it. And that's not good science. So,
But what happened here? I mean, you've got the rocks being pushed up this way, but then below it is
older rock, and we've eroded, well, look at the topography. We've eroded down 30 feet, and now we're into the Fox Hills, so we're into an older unit, whereas exposed down in that low. These are slightly younger rocks, and they're flat-lying where I am, but where this fault has come through, they've been tilted up to 40 degrees. And the fault runs like in this direction. So we were looking down the trend of the strike of the fault, and it trends off to the northeast.
And Spencer in 1961 mapped this funny amphitheater of Fox Hills.
Yep.
And every time I've looked at that map and I thought, what?
Well, and that's where topography, especially in flat-lying beds, think of the canyonlands. And think of a map in the canyonlands, and you get all these contacts that are going like this. Well, that's not structure, that's just erosion cutting into flat-lying beds.
But I never understood it until I see this right now.
Well, let's go around the corner.
What's the formation we're in here?
This is Laramie.
The which?
The Laramie.
The Laramie. And that's about 65 million?
Más o menos.
Más o
Beth,
menos.
do you have an exact date?
I would say it
65 sounds right.
Quite a bit newer than Cretaceous. Okay, would this be considered still late Cretaceous?
late Cretaceous.
This has a hole in it.
67 million.
This is 67. Yeah, because the
Before
Arapaho.
KT.
Yeah, before the Arapaho.
Before
You got a
KT.
wormhole. A wormhole.
So, this is a geologist Badgeritis burrow. But I want you to look first around. I mean, why would I dig here? We walked across these flat-lying beds, so right back down here, we're in flat beds, right? We convinced ourselves of that. And then you come up here, and now we've got these 40-degree dips. And if you look at this little chunk right in here, it looks like bedding is now almost vertical. It's cranked up to about 70, 80 degrees. And then it just looked like there was a change in the rock type. So there may even be a little coal cropping out right here. So whenever if you have a nice break in the lithologies, that's a easy place to find a fault. And it's not the most beautiful fault plane. A lot of them are flat and planar. This has some undulations to it, but I was able to, I kind of average out, but I dug out under here, and then I take an aluminum plate and just average out what the trend is, and then I get a reading of that. So this is dipping about 55 degrees off to the southeast. The trend of the fault is off to the northeast, and the dip of the fault is off in that direction. And again, we have this sense of it being a reverse fault, where we start with flat-lying beds like this, and the fault comes in, picks them up, and bends those same rocks over each other, and you get about a 40-degree dip, just like this. So the other part of this, we'll go down and look at slicken lines. Now, we have a fault plane, we have its attitude, we have its trend, but which way is the rock actually moving on that fault plane? We could be moving the rocks like this, if we had a strike-slip fault. We think that there's been some amount of reverse motion, because we saw the same ripple bed kind of caught up on top. But what you then want to do is find an exposure of these slip planes and find the striae, or the lineations on that slip plane, and that'll help you determine the motion vector.